Think about this moment. You are sitting on the couch, reading a book, watching television, or simply sitting still after a long day. And your dog walks up to you for no apparent reason, not begging for food, not wanting to play, and presses their head into you. Silence, no movement. Just the gentle pressure of their head against your thigh, against your hand, against your chest. And you feel it and think, this is love. Sometimes you are absolutely right. But there is another version of that behavior. It looks exactly the same. It feels exactly the same. It happens just as suddenly. And it is one of the most serious neurological warning signs a dog can send you. The problem is, these two behaviors look so identical that most dog owners, even the most loving, most attentive dog owners, cannot tell them apart. Not because they are not paying attention, but because nobody taught them what to look for. In this video, we are going to change that. You will know exactly the difference between those two behaviors. You will know which signs to watch out for, and you will know what to do in the 60 seconds when your dog does this. That specific list, the 5 things you need to watch for within 60 seconds, we will save that for the end, because that is the most important part. And that is what can make a real difference for your dog. This video is not just about the affection between you and your dog. It is about a specific skill, the ability to distinguish two behaviors that look identical but have completely different origins. One behavior is the most beautiful thing your dog can give you, the clearest evidence of a true bond. The other behavior is a cry for help. A cry for help that most dog owners do not recognize, not because they do not care, but because it hides behind the appearance of love. Knowing the difference is not just interesting knowledge to share with friends. It is something that protects your dog. Let us start with the behavior you already know, before we get to what you need to know. Your dog walks up to you. No prior signals, no obvious cause. It just walks up and presses its head against you, gently, silently, demanding nothing. This is the behavior that animal behaviorists call deliberate body contact without external motivator. Deliberate body contact without external stimulation. Not because you are holding food, not because you are calling them, not because something scary is happening around you. Simply, they want to be close to you. And the way they express that is by pressing their head against you. When this happens, both your body and your dog's body undergo a measurable biochemical change. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the very hormone that connects a mother to her baby, increases in both bodies at the same time. Not a metaphor, not mere emotion, a real chemical reaction, triggered by physical contact between two bodies that have bonded. And it is important to understand, your dog does not do this with everyone. Not with strangers. Not with neighbors. Not with the friend who visits occasionally. This behavior is reserved for the person the dog has chosen as their attachment figure. The person whose presence makes their nervous system the calmest. When an affection press happens, you will see these signs. Your dog's entire body relaxes, with no tension in the shoulders or neck. Their eyes are soft, perhaps half closed. Their breathing is normal and steady. And if you call their name, they respond immediately because they are completely present, completely alert, simply choosing to be right here with you. When your dog presses their head into you and their entire body relaxes, that is the clearest statement they can make without using words. And then there is another version, pathological head pressing. That is the medical name in veterinary medicine for a behavior that on the surface looks very similar to what we just described. But on the inside, it is something completely different. This is the behavior of pressing the head against a hard surface, walls, floors, the corner of a cabinet, the corner of a room, or against a person, not out of affection, but because the dog's nervous system is sending signals that they have no way to interpret or control. The cause could be increased intracranial pressure, neurological damage, poisoning, encephalitis, or other brain issues that are in the early stages, the stage where most other symptoms have not yet appeared. And this is what makes it dangerous in its own way. In the early stages, pathological head pressing looks very much like an affection press. The dog is still alert, still recognizes you, still responds to their name in most cases, still seems normal in many other aspects. The difference lies in the tiny details, the things that are easily overlooked if you do not know what to look for, the things that are easily rationalized as quirkiness, tiredness, or just that dog's personality. The most important thing to say here, this is not to scare you every time your dog comes to press their head against you. The vast majority of times this happens. It is love. It is a bond. It is the most beautiful thing in the relationship between you and your dog. But you deserve to know the difference. And your dog deserves to have an owner who knows how to read that. The same behavior, two completely opposite origins. And the difference lies in the things you will know how to see after this section. There are 4 signs of an affection press that you can observe. The first sign is complete body relaxation. There is no tension in the shoulders, no stiffness in the neck, no tense standing legs. Your dog's entire body feels soft and heavy in a comfortable way. The body of a creature that is completely in a safe state. The second sign is soft eyes. A half-closed or soft gaze. An eye contact that has a focal point, looking at you or looking in a comfortable direction. Not a gaze fixed on a point where there is nothing, not glazed. The third sign is an immediate response to their name. Call your dog's name gently while they are pressing their head against you. If it is an affection press, they will respond instantly. Their ears move, their eyes shift, there is clear awareness. The fourth sign is self-stopping behavior. An affection press has a natural endpoint. Your dog decides on their own when they want to end it. They do not press continuously without stopping. Now here are the 4 warning signs of a pathological press. The first sign is continuous pressing without self-stopping, or pressing against hard surfaces, walls, corners of the room, the floor, not just against you. The pressure does not decrease, and there is no natural endpoint. The second sign is an abnormal gaze, glazed, as if looking through everything rather than looking at things, or a fixed stare at a point where there is nothing, a gaze that does not have normal presence in it. The third sign is a slow response or no response to their name. Call their name and nothing happens, or the response comes after an unusual delay. The fourth sign is the appearance along with other changes. Pacing around without a purpose, a slight loss of balance. Behavioral changes in the past 24 to 48 hours that you cannot explain. You do not need a medical degree to recognize the difference. You just need to know what you are looking for. If this video is giving you a new way to look at what your dog is communicating, that is exactly what this channel exists to do. Subscribe once a week. To understand why the same behavior can have 2 completely opposite origins, we need to understand what is happening inside your dog in both cases. In the case of an affection press, the origin is the oldest bonding language dogs have. In a wild pack, body contact is the primary language of bonding. Not barking, not eye contact, but physical contact. Pressing heads together, lying close to each other, maintaining body contact while resting. All of these things are how the pack tells each other. I am here, you are here, we are okay. When dogs became domesticated and their pack became a human family, that behavior did not disappear. It just shifted targets, and it carries with it the full emotional weight of the original. When your dog presses their head against you, they are doing what their ancestors did for thousands of years to maintain a connection with the pack. In the case of a pathological press, what is happening is completely different. A dog's brain, like a human brain, responds to increased intracranial pressure by seeking external pressure to counterbalance it. This is a neurological reflex, not an intentional behavior, not a conscious decision. Your dog does not know they are doing this for a medical reason. They do not understand what is happening inside their brain. They are just following the signal that their nervous system is sending, and that signal says, find pressure, find a surface, press against it. And because the person they are most bonded with is you are usually the first surface they turn to. Your dog does not have language to tell you that something is wrong. Their body is the only language they have. The reason most dog owners overlook the warning sign is not because they do not care. The reason is because an affection press is too beautiful to suspect. When your dog walks up and presses their head against you, your first reaction is to feel love, to feel connected, to feel chosen. And in most cases, that feeling is absolutely right. There is nothing wrong with that. But there are specific moments when the warning sign is most easily missed. And if you know when those moments are, you can pay more attention at exactly the right time. The first moment is late at night when you are tired. This is the time when your observation skills are at their lowest. Your dog comes to press their head against you while you are drowsy on the couch, and you accept it with your eyes closed, not really looking at anything. The second moment is when your dog has a history of being a dog that likes to cuddle, likes physical contact. When a new behavior appears, it is read through the lens of the old behavior. You see what you expect to see. The third moment is when the signs appear sporadically and intermittently. One time today, 2 days later, another time. It is easy to rationalize. Maybe they are tired, maybe today is different, maybe it is nothing. Most dog owners, when looking back, remember they did do that. There were moments, and I did not notice it the right way. This is not about what you did wrong. You did not have this information before. This is about what you will know from now on. The next time your dog presses their head into you, instead of simply accepting it, take 60 seconds. Not to worry, not to overanalyze, just 60 seconds of observation. And here are the 5 things you need to look at. First, observe the body. Are your dog's shoulders and neck relaxing, or is there tension there? The body of a relaxed dog and the body of a dog experiencing neurological distress have completely different textures when you know how to feel it. Second, observe the eyes. Is your dog's gaze present and soft, or is it something glazed, distant, or fixed on a point where there is nothing? Third, test the response. Call your dog's name gently, not to call them away, just to see how they respond. An immediate response is a good sign. No response or an unusually slow response is a sign that needs attention. Fourth, observe the pattern. Is this the first time today, or is this the third or fourth time? Unusual frequency is important information. Fifth, look at the whole picture of the past 48 hours. Has anything else changed? Eating less, drinking more or less than normal, moving differently, different social interactions, anything that you noticed but have not named yet. If all 5 of those points are normal, relaxed, present, responding immediately, the first time today nothing has changed, then you are receiving a moment of affection. Stay in that moment. If any of those points are unusual, especially if it is more than 1 point, that is the time to call the veterinarian. Not because there is definitely a problem, but because your dog deserves to be checked when you are not sure. 60 seconds of observation does not take away from that moment. It makes that moment more meaningful. After all that has been said, after all the signs to observe, the warnings to know, the moments to pay attention to, let us go back to the original point. Most of the times your dog presses their head into you. The vast majority, it is affection. And when it is affection, when you have observed and know for sure that everything is okay, what is happening in that moment is not small. The behavior of deliberate body contact is not done indiscriminately. Not with everyone in the room, not with guests visiting, not with the familiar neighbor. It is reserved for the person the dog has chosen. Not the person who feeds them the most, not the person who plays the most, not the person who talks to them the most. The person with whom their nervous system feels the safest when nearby. The person whose presence makes their cortisol drop in a way no one else can match. The person whose body theirs has learned to synchronize with after years of living together. When your dog walks up to you, asking for nothing, needing nothing, for no other reason than wanting contact with you, and presses their head into you in complete silence. They are not asking to be petted. They are not asking for food. They are not wanting to go outside. They are simply at the exact place where they want to be most in the world. And that place is you. From the beginning of the video, what was promised was the list of 5 things to observe in 60 seconds. Here it is. One last time for you to take away. 1. Is the body relaxed or is there tension? 2. Is the gaze present and soft or glazed and fixed? 3. Calling the name, immediate response or no response. 4. The first time today, or has it happened multiple times? 5. Have there been any other changes in the past 48 hours? 5 questions. 60 seconds, that is all you need. When all 5 answers are normal, put your phone down, put your hand on your dog's head, and stay in that moment. Because now you are no longer guessing, you are no longer hoping, you know? And when you know, when you truly know what it is, every time your dog comes to press their head into you will carry a completely different weight. Most dog owners love their dogs completely. That is beyond question. But loving and understanding are not the same. The gap between those two things, that is what this channel exists to narrow. Let me know in the comments, does your dog do this? And after this video, which kind do you think it is? I read every comment. If this video changed how you will look at that moment next time, subscribe. That is exactly why this channel is here, every week.